Hey YouTube, Dan Otto here, coming at you with my second team for Premier Classic because I have no level 50s. So this team I started with, I think, Togekiss because I was like, okay, I think it was almost like a beating my other team because my other team was Dragonite, Double Steel, and Metagross and Excadrill. And so this one was kind of the opposite of it to beat it. So Togekiss on lead, which will be Dragonite, and if you're going to do that, you're going to be weak to exactly Excadrill and Metagross. So Waterfall, Gyarados deal with that, and Mudshot, Sandtomb, Outrage. You can run Earth Power. I just prefer Mudshot just because even like if you get like I guess just Dragon Tail is just kind of like too slow charging for me. I'd rather just have two sort of nukes. You can run it with Earth Power. Um, I just run it with Sandtomb on this one, but I've done different combos, so it doesn't really matter what like combo you use. Just as long as like one's Mudshot and you have at least Sandtomb or Earth Power for Excadrill and Metagross. And let's get into it. There is an obvious flaw in this team. I will go over the loss and how I adjusted the team after. So here we go. You have a loss right there. So going Waterfall Gyarados against Dragon Breath Gyarados. So this is a loss because obviously you just get outpaced by the Dragon Breath, and then but they let it go and their defense falls. So suddenly it becomes less of a automatic loss because now they're gonna have to throw something and throw a crunch. So that's good, so I can shield it. But now I can just go Aqua Tail, and it's in Aqua Tail range. They may get to a second move, but at this point, I'm going to flip switch because I have just absolutely no play against the Excadrill with my Togekiss. So I'm just going to shield this, take switch. I will still have an Aqua Tail if the Excadrill comes in, or if something else comes in, I can throw a move here. And it's a Dragonite, so I tried to get the Trench, but the Dragon Rest came through fast. So now I have alignment. Oh, I'm running Dragon Tail on this. Okay. I thought I was running I because I played multiple times with this, and this is kind of the reason why I do not like the Dragon Tail. Like it's just so slow, and like if you're gonna have a weakness in Fairy in the front to Steel in the back, there's no point of running Dragon Tail. Luckily, I am able to lower their defense twice, so they're now in charm range. They're only going to get one Rock Slide off. One Rock Slide is not enough to take on a Togekiss. Full Farm Down. Get the Ancient Power off, and now I can just Charm Down for the win. So still managed to take that despite a bad lead. So yeah, I did use Dragon Tail in this. I would suggest using Mudshot. You can use Dragon Tail if you want, but I just don't think it's the best option here. And sorry if you hear it in my voice. I was at a wedding, and 3 days after the wedding, so I'll rant in a minute here. So good lead here. Out comes the Excadrill. In this matchup, I think you can get to an Aqua Tail. You can survive one. I think you can get to an Aqua Tail, and yeah, I can get to an Aqua Tail and throw. Yeah, to force the shield or take switch. So if you have a Waterfall Gyarados on an Excadrill, you're good. And they shield, so I'm just gonna shield right back because I'm gonna keep switch advantage because there's no point of not keeping switch advantage here. They will get a little bit of farm on their Dragonite, which doesn't bother my Togekiss. This time I will get to the crunch, so do a little chip damage. What I expect is they're just going to let this go and then try an instant swap when I come in with my Fairy here. So here's the instant swap, and here's the Metagross again. And okay, now I switched it. So I'm switching it back. I learned from that matchup. And we will put it right back because that is why we run. That is why we're running. That one was Earth Power. That one was Earth Power. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Sandtomb / Earth Power here because that is kind of what I expected. I remember running it with Earth Power. Earth Power. I remember running it with Earth Power, and I prefer it with Earth Power, quite honestly. Like, the Sandtomb's fine. Like, I have seen Mudshot Sandtomb in Outrage, because if something's weak to it, like an Excadrill, you can just kind of Mudshot Sandtomb it to death. But I just prefer being able to nuke stuff with Earth Power. So while this third battle is going on, it's the fourth battle. So actually, let me talk. I'll not rant, but I'll talk in the fifth. And good here, and this is why I also like the mud shot because getting to these outrages is huge. So even if you can't take it out there, which is fine, I can shield. I can get to an earth power here to force a shield. And they have the extra drill in the back still. I think I'm gonna be taken out here. I forget how much energy I have on my Togekiss here. I'm just gonna go down. I think I have enough energy to get to a flamethrower. Yeah. So there we go. Keep the shield. Be able to shield out the rocks slide, but flamethrower will take it out. And now weakness. I'm gonna do 2 in 1 here, because here's the weakness. Togekiss lead into an Avalugg. Ice. I'm double weak to ice in Togekiss and Garchomp. And they have an electric to beat me here, so this game's over already. So, don't run Togekiss with this team. Run Florges if you have it. I do not have it. Or I replace it in Game 5 with a Sylveon. So Sylveon is a fine option too. I like Togekiss just because it actually has Flamethrower, which you can like threaten, as opposed to Florges and Sylveon, which only have fairy moves. So like when you get in those matchups, you're just like really in trouble. But um, yeah, you can't run double weak to ice. Although there's not a ton of ice in this, right? I only saw this a couple times. I saw Walrein once in like 150 matches now. I've seen what are the ice? Mamoswine I've seen a few times. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen Mamoswine a few times. But yeah, if you're not seeing ice, sure you can run this team. If you are seeing ice, just put in the other fairy. And then I switched to Sylveon in game 5. Anyways, if you hear it in my voice, I was at a wedding on last Saturday now. Yeah, last Saturday. And everything went fine. We went there with a little bit of colds. Um, so I went there with a bit of cold, which is fine. And then Tuesday, the bride, the the mother of the groom, the sister and brother-in-law of the groom, and a couple other people tested positive for COVID. And then my parents were getting sick and my brother was getting sick. And I'm like, well, that could just be our cold. And then they all tested positive for COVID on Wednesday and we were staying with them. So is now I'm filming this Saturday night. I'm starting to feel it in my throat, feeling it in my head. We've already had it once. So hopefully if we have it again, which I assume so, like there's no way being living in the same house with 3 other people who got it that we're not going to get again, but we've already had it once. So hopefully this time is not as bad. It's annoying. Like we locked down for 2.5 years without barely seeing family and friends, and now this will be the second time we get it in a span of like 6 months. So really annoying, but that's the world we're living in, I guess. Machamp is an interesting one. I've run into Machamp a couple times. And Machamp's interesting because like it obviously takes out the extra roll. It does really well against the Metagross too, right? Because it does neutral and these cross chops just come super fast. And it has the rock side to threaten your Dragonites and your Togekiss and other flyers. So it's not Machamp is actually not bad. You'll see I have a team Conkeldurr coming tomorrow. I have one Conkeldurr and one Mamoswine, I think are the 2 that I have remaining here. So I think those are coming in the near future. The next 2 days, and then we're getting to Evolution Cup. Evolution Cup, I don't know. I am actually really nervous about this week, about not only having teams, but having battles to showcase for you guys. Because October, so the week after this, which is in a few more days, is Master League Open, which I have no XLs for, so I can't play that, and Evolution Cup. And for those of you who haven't read Evolution Cup yet, Evolution Cup is Pokemon who've evolved to the 2nd level and can evolve to a 3rd but have not. So I'll just name off like the top 5. And look at 4 and 5 are the same, 6 and 7 are the same. So I'll try and do 5 unique. Vigoroth, Zweilous, Hakmo, Machoke, Dragonair, Golbat, right? So it's all those that could evolve to a 3rd stage but haven't yet. And then you're getting into like some random like stuff that you will never use otherwise, like Dusclops. People use it for spice. Charja bug. I've never even heard of what that Pokemon is. And then Nidorina, people might have that. Chansey? Oh, I guess Chansey is that second evolution from the baby. Haunter, Nidorino, Marshtop. Okay, so there are some. Magneton. Okay, so there are. And Graveler. Okay, so when I first thought about this, I'm like, there can't be a ton, but there are actually, like, just thinking off the top of my head, I have Vigoroth, I have Zweilous, I have Machoke, I have Dragonair, I have Golbat, I have Nidorina, I have a Chansey. Oh, actually, I don't have a Chansey. I have Haunter, I have Golbat, I have Nidor. Oh, maybe we said it. I have Marstop, I have Magneton, I have Graveler, but the rest of these, like Flolet, what the heck is that? Fracture, Girder, like you're getting Linoon. I think some people will have that one. So you're getting into like crazy, and then like you could build some of these up for spice. I'm just looking at these like Bayleaf, um, Duat, which is like the second evolution of the I forget what the one of the starters. Make like you're getting into some random stuff here, and it seems like, but the problem is like that random stuff that I was just naming down there, which is like ranked 30, 40. Again, you don't need to use PvPoke like the ranking score hard, but the difference is like these are like at rank 80 and like the Vigoroth is at 97.7, right? So I honestly think it's going to be Vigoroth plus two others in this cup. So I'm interested to see if I can put teams together. I'll mix and match and do more of like an analysis on Thursday, but that's it. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you guys. Yeah, see you guys in the next one.